Okay, there was some interest in my high setting tool that I use, so I figured I'd take it apart and kind of show you what's all entailed in making it. So this is another one of those that I did just by playing by ear, you know, just as I went along, just kind of made it. I set the indicator here with gauge blocks, 1 inch, and I'm going to try to get the indicator and everything in here so you can see it. Okay, and then you can see right here. Yeah, I must have bumped the indicator, but we'll set it at, I'm going to turn it around to 15 here. I just wanted to show you how it repeats. So, okay, so now I'm on to 10 there, and I'll just take a pencil and push it down. Okay. Repeats within well within half a thou, couple tenths to a half. So close enough for all the work that I do, that I'm doing anyway. And there isn't a whole lot to it. I have a screwdriver to take that apart here. And this bottom it's threaded in. Just take the thread off, thread it out, and underneath I got real fine thread on it. I can't remember, it was another, it's not a thread size, it's just whatever I made it. It's just a fine thread. And inside that there's a 3-volt battery, a disc battery, with the negative side down, goes in first, and inside that, I'll push this out, maybe. Oh, I'm thinking that the light's holding it. There we go. Got to push the light out. Trying to get it out of there. There we go. And this is pretty much the heart of it right here. What it is the hot wire off of the LED, which is the long leg, is threaded through, and this is a phenolic. It can be anything that doesn't conduct electricity, disc. And a dab of solder on there, on that wire. And then the other end of the wire is hooked to the spring. The negative end is hooked to the spring. So when the battery is in here pushing against this, it's given the positive, naturally the positive side, and negative is the body of the. And inside here is basically that little part right there, which is just a shouldered pin. And in here I have, if I can get the bushing out, and you can make the bushing out of anything that doesn't conduct electricity also, and this is phenolic. It's just got a shoulder on it, so this slides into that, just like that, and it sticks up above that. See, now this is insulating this RAM. The center part, it's insulating the center part from the outside of this, so that when you put it together, This isn't touching that at all. And this is, the only thing it is from the bottom here up, I think it's like 25, 30 thou short of 1 inch. You know, and it didn't, you can make it look however you want. I just turned it and put a little shoulder on, and then I drilled a hole for the LED at an angle, right through here, so that the LED can come out of there. I just drilled it at an angle. Flipped it around, single pointed real fine thread in the inside of it. Made a plug that threads into it. This is not any size. Oh man. I got a tickle, can't get rid of it. But this thread was, I just single pointed a thread in there, and then I single pointed thread on a piece of material until it fit in there. So it's not a real size of a standard size, I should say. But anyway, and it's got 2 counter bores in there. The one counter bore, the bottom counter bore, rides up against his shoulder and on your. I'll probably, maybe I'll take it and put some drawings together for it. And if anybody's interested, they can kind of let me know, and then I'll send them a drawing and a PDF file, a 3D PDF of it. So, but anyway, that goes together. Get it bushing started in there. Okay, so that's pushed back together. The next thing that goes in is your spring and your LED light, and it's, like I say, it's just a piece of phenolic, wire, the negative wire attached to the spring, positive wire goes through to the bottom side of it, of the phenolic. So the positive's on this side and negative's on that side. And I put a little spud on the phenolic for the spring to kind of fit on. And then you got to try to get the LED light lined up with a hole, which sometimes, I had it apart once before, and just got to kind of fish it around until you get it in the right spot. I had it close. Come on. Actually, I'm trying to do it for the camera, and it's there we go. I got it started anyway. There we go. Then we just put the battery in with the positive side up. Thread this in. This extra fine thread sometimes is a bitch to get it started. You just got to make sure you turn it down below the. So now it's back together, and the LED light should light up if I put it on a piece of metal. Let me see. Here I got some copper circuit board material, and need something to make contact. I'll just put that over there, and when it touches, it lights up. And like I say, there's not a whole lot to it. It's pretty simple. And the same concept That exact same concept is how my edge finder, my electronic edge finder works. Same thing. I got an LED light here. I got a phenolic board here, a little plug in here, and the wire goes through to the battery on one side and attaches to the negative right here. And the same thing is when you got this clamped in your spindle, and then it makes contact and it touches something, whoop, it lights up. I made a whole bunch of these, and actually gave a bunch of them away. But I like the edge finder. I mean, if it's good for, I'd say, well, you can get well within maybe 2-3 thousandths, depending on how the collet fits on here, the run out of your spindle and your collet. But if you had a spindle and collet that ran absolutely perfectly true, it'd get you dead on every time, you know, because the moment it touches it, it lights up. And this here is something that I wanted to make. You can buy them. You can buy these height setters off the internet from a tool company, but they're tall. I don't know if they're like 2 inches, 3 inches. I wanted something that was 1 inch because the reason for that is on my NC, when I go to my home position, I have my home position 1 inch above all the time. So when you go to the home position to change parts or tools or whatever, I'm 1 inch above. I'm always at a +1, so it's really simple for me to set my Z height on my mill all the time, my NC all the time that way. But all I say, all it does is it's making the contact. It's completing the circuit by the outside touching the inside, the middle. And they're simple to make. And in my book, they're well worth the time and the effort to make them because both of them, they work really. I really like them. The very first ones I made of these edge finders was with an incandescent light. This is an old one, and it has an incandescent light in there, just a light, like a bicycle or a flashlight light, and when it makes contact, it does the same thing. It lights up, but it's not. I liked the LED. I wanted to make it with an LED, but it's like personal preference or whatever. So anyway, hope that explains it. And like I say, I'll sit down. I'll find some time and sit down and take this apart, take measurements off of it, and then do a little drawing for it. And if you're interested in it, fine, just drop me a line, let me know, and I'll get back with you. And like I say, I'll send you a drawing for it and a 3D PDF for it. That way you can actually look at it. In a 3D PDF, you can actually look at it and take it apart and digest it and figure it out. So, anyway, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys later.